Howdy, I'm Ben with Lights in the Night, and I'm here to answer a question that I get really frequently about neon, and that is, how do you get the colors? So I have here a couple of samples on here. So there are 4 ways to get neon color. There's the gas used, the phosphor coating on the inside of the tube, the color of the glass, and painting the glass. So what I've got here is 2 sets. So in a neon sign, in a neon tube I should say, you can use any of the noble gases. For those of you who know the periodic table, that far right column has the noble gases: helium, argon, neon, krypton, and xenon. However, in any commercial application, you'll only ever see argon and neon. Helium has too high a resistance. Krypton and xenon are very expensive, and they don't. Most signs people want bright, and so those aren't desirable for that. The cost gets too high to run them. So we see argon and neon are the most used for that. So what we have here, this is neon. This up here, this is just neon in clear glass. That's your quintessential neon color. What's happening is this glass is under a partial vacuum. So the neon gas is at about, this one's probably about 11 torr, which, for reference, 760 is atmospheric pressure. And what we have happening is the electrons come out of the negatively charged end of the negatively charged electrode. They come flying out of there, they hit a molecule of neon, and the electrons get pushed into the shell of that neon. And as they get expelled, energy is released and it comes out as light. It does take a high voltage current, but the amperage is extremely low, 30 milliamps. And for reference, that's 0.03 amps. Most wall outlets put out 15 amps. Most of them put out up to 15 amps. What you see you have going on here is these are all phosphor-coated tubes. There'll be more difference when you look at the argon, but you can see that you get different colors with the phosphor coatings. But because neon is that very orangey red, it pushes everything it gets to into that orange, red, pink spectrum. Everything. So that's the only thing you get with neon. Down here, these are our colored glass, what we call classic colors. This one's orange and red. We call it citrus orange and ruby red. So that's what happens with neon. When we look over here, this is argon. What you have up here is the clear tube with the argon. All of these phosphors and colors are the same as over here with the neon tubing. And you can see this is where we get all of our colors, our blues, some of our pinks, purples, greens, whites. They all come from this argon with a phosphor coating. And you can see down here how we get the colors with the noble gases. With the colored glasses. We have orange and red again. And so you have a very, very broad spectrum of color available in neon that you can get almost anything you want. One thing with this, though, is that this argon does have mercury added to it. Without the mercury, we end up with this. A very dull lavender color that in almost any lighting condition is completely washed out and you can't see it. So we add that mercury so that we can have this. There's very, very little mercury in here, a very, very small amount. So that's what we get there. The 4th way, the painting, I have this piece here, which came off of a Miller beer sign. This one is painted to look red, to match the effects of the ruby red we have down here. But if you look at this, you can see the painting is chipping off in various places and doesn't exactly do well for it. This is great for when you're mass producing signs, but if you want this kind of a color in small batches, classic colors is the way to go. So that's the basic gist of how we get our colors in neon. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments. If you liked it, hit the like button, subscribe. I may do more glass videos. It's my channel. I do about whatever I want. So stick around. There might be something you find interesting.